Welcome to Mastering Terror Part 3. I had originally planned this to be a 5-part series, but looking back on video 1, I feel I did not explore runes as deep as I would have liked, and I think there is some important information I just simply left out. Because of that, I am adding this video to what will now be a 6-video series, and in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to take an in-depth look at runes. Rune of Nightmare. This is one of the runes I covered in part 1. I did mention in that video I didn't feel that the fear every 60 seconds was that great, and I spoke of the rune actually doing more damage, but I never really explained why I take it or how it does more damage. The fear every 60 seconds, in my opinion, really isn't a game changer. However, in most of my videos you will see when I'm playing with an organized team, I'm almost always the enemy home rusher because of my ability to 1 versus 1 and even 1 versus 2, or at least stall long enough for my team to cap our home and middle. Because of this, I have to start most matches with no life force, as I will not use Necrotic Grasp as I'm moving towards my target because I don't want to reduce my movement speed. In this situation, this is where Rune of Nightmare really shines. The auto-cast fear lets me get up all of my conditions and use Feast of Corruption and get into Death Shroud before my target has even really been able to do much damage to me at all, because the first couple times he hits me, it's going to trigger that fear. The reason I say it does more damage is simply because it extends all of your conditions, not just your bleeds, and by doing this, it allows you more time to cast damaging abilities and makes Feast of Corruption more effective. Rune of the Crate. Essentially, the Rune of Crate helps you maintain bleed stacks much easier, and it also gives you a nice bonus to your plague. The dot ticks from your bleeds are going to be the exact same as they are with Nightmare, but the plague bonus is really cool because you're getting bleeding, torment, and poison for 8 seconds when you enter plague, and like a bonus to your bleeding duration. You get all kinds of stuff when you enter plague, and it can be really, really powerful. Most of the time, you're going to have those dots up anyway when you enter Plague, as you've gotten more accustomed to rotations and different skills and such. But in the beginning, it can seem really powerful, and it's certainly very fun. So getting started, definitely try out Rune of the Crate if you're having trouble maintaining dot damage. And consider also taking it with Lingering Curse, the trait. And that's really going to help you keep up your dots. The next rune I'm going to talk about is Rune of the Undead, and again, this is all about personal preference. This rune gives you a little bit more damage on your dot ticks, as well as a nice bonus to your toughness. That's pretty much it, and I would like to point out that this build is not about big numbers, and it's not about, popping Lich Form and spamming 1 and killing somebody. So the amount of dot damage you're going to get that's increased off of here is going to be very minor. If that appeals to you, give it a shot. The toughness can definitely help. So Rune of Grenth is up next, and I like this rune because it increases your chill duration, which you get on Chillblains and Dark Path. But the thing that I think is really neat about it is that it makes your consume conditions turn into an AoE chill also. And since you can heal with that spell every 25 seconds, that gives you another AoE chill every 25 seconds, which may be helpful against melee heavy teams. I could see it working in a situation where you're being trained by maybe a thief and a warrior, and you have your fleshworm up behind you on a wall, and you hit your heal, you teleport to your fleshworm, now you're up above them, and they're chilled, and you can put some damage into them before they even have a chance at getting to you. So if that seems like something you'd like to try, give it a shot. Rune of Grenth. Now we're going to take a look at Rune of Scavenging, which gives you the highest condition damage and the highest dot ticks currently in the game for this particular build. And it's going to give you 2 abilities that steal health, which is pretty cool. So if you're having trouble, like maybe you're having trouble with the mobility and learning how to use your spectral walk, and maybe having trouble how to use your fleshworm correctly to get in and out of combat, this is a good ability that's going to make you a little bit tankier so that you can make those decisions and see the bigger picture. So if you want to try that, give it a shot. I've given it a shot a couple times myself. I found it was actually pretty good. With that, I am going to conclude this video. I want to thank you all for your nice comments and support. Look for the next 3 videos in this series coming soon.